I think that this technology will be so transformative for humanity that 10 years from now, when we're all plugged into some form of matrix metaverse thing, we're all going to want to look back and try to go back to the point where, like, at the beginning, what were they thinking back then? What were their motivations? What were their fears?
On March 22nd, 24 virtual reality enthusiasts from the Bay Area took a field trip to Los Angeles. They boarded a bus chartered by a local VR meetup group and headed to the Virtual Reality LA Spring Expo, a quarterly gathering where companies showed off their latest work and developers shared their ideas and their dreams.
We are on the VR bus. We're going from San Francisco. We caught the first bus at Millbrae and then Mountain View, and now we're going to LA.
To me, the transformative thing about VR is the technology is great, but the other thing is the group of people that are interested in it. It feels like, I wasn't really involved in the homebrew computer club back in the 70s. I was too young for that, but it feels like that. It feels like what people talk about like that. Like there's a really collaborative spirit of, we're not competitors, we're like anything we can do to help each other. We want VR to happen. We want it to happen so bad.
I wasn't really in the mood to take a flight down here and take a flight back to San Francisco, and I didn't really feel like driving it and then driving back, so this was perfect. It would have been better if we had Wi-Fi and electricity, but, we're forced to talk to each other like primates. Every company here that's going to be at VRLA, every last one of them, they're pioneers.
It's cult-like in its fervor for how much we want to have this happen.
After 6 hours on the road, the bus arrived at Los Angeles at 1 o'clock. VRLA organizer Cosmo Sharf said the expo was the biggest in his group's history, a sold-out event with hundreds of attendees and more than 60 companies participating.
Los Angeles is, the epicenter of entertainment, and it's, obviously for movies, but I think it will continue to be that epicenter for virtual reality, and that's certainly part of our goal here. Certainly I think VR has this tremendous opportunity to really disrupt how we all talk to each other and create this sense that we have in real life of talking on a much more personal and intimate level.
So I just experienced Project Syria, a virtual reality experience in which I'm standing in a corner in a bustling Syrian street. It's a clip of a real thing that happened. It's a girl singing at a market, and all of a sudden there's an explosion. There's something visceral happening, and I can't describe it. They're leveraging the ability for VR to become an empathy machine. That ability to put yourself in the shoes of other people, that is so hard and missing these days.
I was reading a while ago this interview with Steve Jobs in Playboy magazine. The interviewer asked him, what are we going to do with a computer? And he was like, I don't know, but we're making them. And I feel like right now, it's very similar in that we have this new technology and we're like, everyone's asking, what are we going to do with VR? And we have some answers today, but we won't know truly what is possible with VR until we get there.
At 6 o'clock, as the expo was winding down and the Bay Area crew returned to its bus, attendees said there was value in both the physical space they had shared and the virtual spaces they hoped to create. With the right technology and the right people, these enthusiasts hope that they can make both realities better.
Physical touch will never be replaced. I think, there's this thing where, like, if you hug someone for 6 seconds, like, your brain releases serotonin and dopamine. So I've been consciously hugging people for like 6 seconds, like 1, 2, 3, until VR is able to pump dopamine and serotonin into my brain when I virtually hug someone, then there's no substitute for that yet.